Hello, children. Welcome you all to 10th Standard English class. Last class, I had started the lesson Eyes Are Not Here, written by Ruskin Bond. The narrator and the girl were having a conversation and discussed about Missouri and its beauty during the month of October, and praising the girl with the safe remark that she had an interesting face. Today, I'll be continuing from point number 29. Open your textbook and follow as I read. Yet I was prepared to sit there for almost any length of time just to listen to her talking. Her voice had a sparkle of a mountain stream. As soon as she left the train, she would forget our brief encounter, but it would stay with me for the rest of the journey and for some time after. The engine's whistle shrieked, the carriage wheels changed their sound and rhythm. The girl got up and began to collect her things. I wonder if she wore her hair in a bun, or it was plaited, or if it hung loose over her shoulders, or if it was cut very short. The train drew slowly into the station. Outside there was the shouting of porters and vendors, and a high pitched female voice near the carriage door, which must have belonged to the girl's aunt. Goodbye, said the girl. She was standing very close to me, so close that the perfume from her hair was tantalizing. I wanted to raise my hand and touch her hair, but she moved away, and only the perfume still lingered where she stood. You may break, you may shatter the vase if you will, but the scent of the roses will linger there still. Underline this sentence, children. You may break, you may shatter the vase if you will, but the scent of the roses will linger there still. Reference to context. New words which we come across here are tantalizing, making him desire for presence all the more. Second one, linger, stay for a while. Imagines that the girl's voice had a sparkle of mountain stream. He was prepared to sit with the girl for a longer time. He thought girl would forget him once she would get down. But for the narrator, it would stay for the rest of the journey and some time after. As the station neared, the carriage wheels changed their sound and rhythm. The girl got up and began to collect her things. Narrator was curious to know whether the girl had a long hair, wore in a bun or plaited, or if it hung loose over her shoulders, or it was cut short. Train drew slowly into the station. Outside, they could hear the shouting of porters and vendors selling their things, and a high pitched female voice near the carriage door was surely the girl's aunt. Girl was standing very close to the narrator, so that the perfume from her hair was tantalizing. Narrator wanted to raise his hand and touch her hair, but before that, the girl bid goodbye and left the place. Only the fragrance of the perfume remained where she stood. You all know that when we decorate at our home or for any function, we use variety of flowers so that the scent or fragrance spreads in the atmosphere and gives a pleasant feeling. In the same way, the author says that you may break or shatter the vase, but the scent of roses will remain in the room. In the same way, here, even if the girl had moved out of the compartment, the perfume from her hair is still lingering in the compartment. Moving on to the last part of the lesson, there was some confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the compartment stammered an apology. Then the door banged shut and the world was shut out again. I returned to my berth. The guard blew his whistle and we moved off. Once again, I had a game to play a new fellow traveler. The train gathered speed. The wheels took up their song. The carriage groaned and shook. I found the window and sat in front of it, staring into the daylight that was darkness for me. So many things happened outside the window. It could be a fascinating game, guessing what went on out there. The man who had entered the compartment broke into my reverie. You must be disappointed, he said. I'm sorry. I'm not as attractive a traveling companion as the one who just left. She was an interesting girl, I said. Can you tell me, did she keep her hair long or short? I don't remember, he said, sounding puzzled. It was her eyes I noticed, not her hair. She had a beautiful eyes, but they were of no use to her. She was completely blind. Did you notice? New word which we come across here is reverie, which means daydream. The girl had got down at Saharanpur. There was some confusion in the doorway. A man getting into the train was asking an apology. The door was shut. Train started moving again, and the narrator had to play a game with a new passenger. What was the game, children? Yes, acting like a normal person. The train gathered speed. Narrator moved near the window and started thinking about the landscape, telegraph post, flashing by and guessing what went on. The man who had entered the compartment broke narrator's reverie. As narrator was not speaking with a co-passenger, he asked whether he was disappointed and says that he is not attractive as that of the girl who had just got down. Narrator, who was still in the same thought about the appearance of the girl, says that she was an interesting girl and was very eager to know whether she was having long or a short hair. Co-passenger, being puzzled, says that he doesn't remember about her hair, but he had only noticed her beautiful eyes, which were of no use, as she was completely blind, and inquires whether he had not noticed. Wasn't the story interesting, children? The story ends with the revelation. So, what is this revelation? Yes, the girl was also completely blind. Assignment of the day. First one, hiding his blindness was a dash for the narrator. Second, the story ends with a revelation. What is the revelation? Thank you, children. Have a nice day.